The 50mm f1.8 is an absolute beast. If you're a beginner starting out in photography, you probably have a kit lens and a camera and are thinking of what lens to get next. But the 50mm f1.8 is absolutely insane, and that should definitely be the camera you buy next. Now, every single brand out there, whether you're a Canon, Sony, Nikon shooter, Fujifilm, Leica, or any of the other brands that I haven't mentioned, they probably likely have a version of the 50mm f1.8. And if not, they probably have a version of a lens that's close to that or similar to that. Usually the 50mm f1.8, regardless of what brand you shoot or what camera you use, is going to be the cheapest low aperture prime lens that can get you into higher level photography. So let me explain. If you're just using the kit lens, the apertures on most kit lenses range from about 3.5 to f4. But if you're using a low aperture prime lens like the 50mm f1.8, the aperture is going to be f1.8, which is insane. Right now, I'm not sure if you guessed it yet, but I'm actually shooting with the 50mm f1.8. So if you really need someone to convince you to buy the 50mm f1.8, then that's me, because check this bokeh. You see this blurry background? You can only achieve this nice professional blurry background look when you have a low aperture prime lens like the 50mm f1.8, like this lens that I'm using right now. So if you like how this image looks, if you like how the background blur looks, background blur is called bokeh. If you like how these bokeh balls look in the background, then you probably have to start shooting with a 50mm f1.8. Now, this lens is one of the most affordable lenses that you can upgrade to. This lens that I'm shooting on now, you could probably find for about $100 if you buy used. If you want to buy it brand new, it's probably about $150 to $200 depending on what camera brand it is, etc. But as I said, it's the cheapest low aperture prime lens that you can buy, so it's definitely worth the money. I use this lens for almost everything I shoot. I shoot event photography, birthday parties, etc. But I also make these fun YouTube videos, and 50mm f1.8 is cool for this. The image quality you get out of this lens is insane. Now, when I'm talking about image quality, I'm not just talking about the bokeh or the blurry background. That's not all there is to lens quality. The sharpness out of this lens is absolutely insane. Like, honestly, for photos, this lens is... I used to sharpen all my photos in editing, but now I don't have to, because this lens is so sharp and detailed. It brings out this pop to life, and it makes everything feel like... I used to think sharpness and all comes from the camera sensor, but no, sharpness doesn't really come from the sensor. It actually comes from the lens, so you need a sharp lens. The 50mm f1.8 is definitely sharper than the kit lens, but my photos improved so much when I started using this lens, because my aperture went down from like f3.5 to f1.8. So if you're indoors, you're shooting at ISO 1000 at f3.5. If you go down to f1.8, you're shooting at like ISO 200, 250 maximum. So you get a lot more light into your sensor, which means your images just look a lot better, because now you don't have to bring your ISO all the way up. If you bring your ISO all the way up, it creates so much grain in your image, and it actually lowers the quality of your photos, because your photos are now so grainy. This lens is versatile. As I said, you can use this lens for photography, videography. You can use it for wedding photography. You could use it for portraits. You can use it for so many things. This lens is versatile. You can take it as a travel lens and take it wherever you go, because this lens is so versatile. It's lightweight and compact. The 50mm f1.8 is a very small lens, and the image quality you get out of this is worth the size. This can be a learning tool if you're a beginner, because it means that you have access to higher quality lenses, and when you can take photos of different things at different apertures, that gives you a lot more versatility. This is a fast lens because it has a low aperture, so it captures a lot of light when you're taking photos and video. Overall, the combination of the great price and the low aperture means that this 50mm lens is going to stay in my camera bag, and this is going to be one of my favorite lenses. I really recommend this lens for beginners who are using the kit lens and are just upgrading and are looking for something to upgrade to. This is a great option to upgrade to if you're shooting on the kit lens right now. Otherwise, guys, thanks for watching this video. Please make sure to like and subscribe. See you in the next one.